What is up, you amazing people? It's me, Nima, and today I want to talk about a game that I think really exemplifies creepy. There's a difference between scary and creepy, I feel like anyway. And this game is far more creepy, but it does have some scary aspects as well. Thanks to NIS, I got to play a game called Yomawari, or Yomawari. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce it, and I apologize for butchering the name. This game is a very creepy, yet scary game, but also wrapped up in like this cute little package. We'll get to that, we'll explain all that, but first, I have to remind you guys, please hit that like and subscribe button, especially if you like video game content, or we're trying to release video game content all the time over here, but it's just me, so, do what you can, right? Anyway, guys, Yomawari is a very interesting game. In fact, straight out the gate, it separates itself from most other games in the fact that it encourages you to put on headphones and to actually dial in your own audio levels, as well as your motion levels as well. Now, it kind of makes sense for the motion aspect. I've had to do it multiple times. But the audio thing was completely different, and there was a good reason for it, as this game does have really incredible audio. But more on that later. So the thing with this game is, it comes off kind of cutesy, if I'm going to be honest. You're playing a character named Yozu, or I believe you can actually just change the character's name, and I believe you are a female. I'm not 100% sure. All of the possibilities, if you will, kind of look like a female Funko Pop. And that's where it's kind of cutesy, but you start off the game and you're in school and you're being bullied and everyone's staying away from you. Kind of reminds you of like a scene from Carrie or something where, there's just a bunch of jerks just trying to be mean to you, but they keep mentioning that you're cursed and they don't want to be around you. They pelt you with stuff. It gets really dark, but even gets even worse as the next scene after you're completely bullied into hell by your classmates, you find your character on the roof of the school and just kind of looking at the skyline of the town. And, you can tell something very dramatic is about to happen as she finds herself to the ledge of the building and jumps off. The next scene has you waking up in a very odd, weird, I'm guessing kind of afterlife place, maybe the bad place, maybe, I don't know. But you're told though that you've actually been here before and that you are cursed and you know how to break this curse. You just have to remember. The problem is you have a strict 6 hours to figure out how you're cursed and how to break that curse, rather. But first you have to remember that you are cursed. You have to remember to know how to break the curse. And the guiding being that is telling you all this could just make it easier and just can tell you, 6 hours isn't a lot of time anyway, let alone to do all of those things. Remember what the curse is. Remember how to break the curse and then actually break the curse. I don't know, it seemed like she could be cool and just tell you, but that's not how it works. And you're released to go back up on Earth, quote unquote, but this Earth is a lot different. Is where there are no other humans. There's a lot of ghosts and spirits roaming around. Most of them acting as sort of like patrols that can stop you, or basically as soon as they see you, they will give you that Five Nights at Freddy's jump scare and you have to restart from your last save. But you do actually get to keep some stuff with you. Like, it acknowledges that you didn't, how do I put it? You can't really die. You just go back to your home, which you do have to make yourself back to your home. That's your first goal. But you don't actually die. You get to keep everything that you found on your little outing, and the map is still shown. But the entire map completely grayed out. This is one of those things that kind of bugs me, I'm going to be honest. The navigation of this is incredibly difficult. You find a map, multiple maps of your town, but for some reason you can't commit that to memory. And instead, the only aspect of the map that's accessible to the player is the one that you've already walked through, which is, it's sort of annoying. Like, most games you find the map, then whenever you look at the map, it's not just where you've been, it's the entire map that you found. But exploration is an important part of this game. And in fact, aside from the roaming ghost patrols, you also have to worry about this psychotic one-eyed giant bird that patrols the perimeter of the entire area, kind of giving you access. Like, that's going to be the thing that prevents you from going too far into the game and opens up as you kind of unlock certain areas, if you will. And the gigantic bird's perimeter sort of changes. But a lot of this game is actually about finding clues and finding hints, and so much of it also has you in a place of more questions than answers, which, if I'm being honest, is not something like I completely love. I also have some issues with the navigation, as exploration seems to be a big part of the game. Well, you're sort of lost most of the time. Like, when you do find these certain objects that kind of spark a refraction in your character's mind, and, you remember something, it doesn't tell you where to go. And so you find yourself just roaming around. And at times, especially with your headphones on, a lot of the demons and ghosts and whatever in this world will play tricks on you, which I think is cool. I think it's awesome. But I think I've complained about it in almost every game review I do, or discuss it anyway. I hate roaming around endlessly. It just annoys me. And I understand, like in a horror game, when you give somebody a direction, it can sort of take away from a little bit of the spookiness, if you will, the uneasiness. But at the same time, this game at times had me more just frustrated than it did had me scared or creeped out or anything. Just going on these like little walks and trying to get as far as I could, taking risks, because I was just trying to run and get to a place I haven't explored before, because your character really doesn't move very fast. And one of the big mechanics of this game is to close your eyes. And you can do that by holding down two buttons, your triggers, and you will avoid eye contact with ghosts, and it'll like cause this whole kind of heartbeat scene where you can also hear the ghosts a lot better, and you can kind of just walk right past them, which is a cool idea for sure. But your character basically walks incredibly slow, and the amount of time you have to do this, it gets to be repetitive, and again, more of a little bit more of a frustration than something that I think is like enjoyable for as much as you have to do it. I'll put it that way, and for as long a periods as you have to do it. So exploration in this game actually becomes tedious over time, and as scared as you might be from the jump scares and from the crazy imagery that pops up, if you ask me, the biggest nightmare of this game is exploration. And I hate to say that, because I do find it to be a very interesting game, and the story itself does have some really, I'm gonna say, just like incredibly interesting emotional components to it. I think that there is a ton of other aspects of this game that are very redeemable, but this one issue of just navigation, it follows you throughout the entire game, and I think it plagues it, and it curses the game more than the actual curse in the game. But I don't know, that's kind of my thoughts on that aspect. Now, as far as graphics, I think this game is really pretty. It pops, especially in that OLED screen, it looks really good. Everything's detailed. The spooky imagery just comes out perfect. It's a very, very pretty game. And like I said, the audio is another aspect of this game where, with those audio levels that you control, it really is amazing what they do with it. They can make you feel like there's somebody running up behind you, or using that like kind of advanced audio to hear like clapping from one ear to the other, back and forth. A lot of interesting things they do here, and the audio quality itself is top notch. You can tell they put a lot into that, and I really appreciate that, and I think that's super creative and intuitive. Honestly, I just wish that the game was a little bit more linear. I wish it was a little bit more A to B, because I think I would be able to appreciate something like this a lot more if it wasn't marred in just this like walking around or running around like a chicken with your head cut off. But ultimately, I think that this game is worth it if you're into horror, scary kind of games, because you probably won't hate the whole walking around exploration as much as I did. And I think you might be able to find different parts of enjoyment in it. Now, if you're not really into this type of genre, I probably wouldn't pick it up. Honestly, like, it's just all the good things about it just seem to go away with that whole just being lost. Like, honestly, for a game that's rather short, I spent hours walking around and just trying to figure out where to go next. And it doesn't give you any sort of clues. And again, you have to find so many of them for you to regain your memory. You'll find yourself just walking in circles and going off of weird hints, and it can really take a long time. And especially because there's so many interesting aspects that they put into the game, I think are super creative, super cool, but they kill you. I mean, there's literally a part where you can see like chalk on the ground where kids made a train track, and if you're not careful, a train will pop up and run you over. Like, it's very interesting and cool the way they do it, but then you're sent way back to your home again, and you have to go back out on this like long expedition. And again, with a character that can't really move, and that every time you see a ghost, you have to tiptoe, and that tiptoeing can last for a lot longer than honestly it should. You're constantly like trying to find just little clues of where you've been, what to find. You're following things, and everything always adds to another question instead of an answer. And I think that's part of it as well. But I don't know, that's my thoughts on it. It's a very interesting, cool game though. And like, if you're interested in it, I think you should probably grab it because I haven't played many games like it. But that's my thoughts on Yomawari. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Please let me know in the comment section below if you've played this game, if you heard about this game, if you're excited about this game. Any and all comments I appreciate. But like always, guys, I'm wishing you health, wealth, and above all, I hope you're truly happy because you make me happy. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.